Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring something really mind-bending.
Oh, yeah.
The fusion of AI and quantum physics.
Okay.
But here's the twist. We're going to be looking at how these fields might be deeply intertwined with something we don't often think about.
What's that?
Collective consciousness.
Wow.
So to guide us through this pretty intricate landscape, we're going to be drawing on the insights of Marynês Pereira.
Okay.
She's an expert who has dedicated over 40 years to neuroscience,
Wow.
quantum physics,
Okay.
and positive psychology.
So she's really an expert in all the areas we're going to be talking about today.
Exactly. And she really gets to the heart of how understanding this connection can help us ensure a future where AI is a force for good.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating topic.
Yeah, so let's jump right in. First things first.
Okay.
AI is on the verge of a quantum leap.
Okay.
And I know that phrase gets thrown around a lot, but trust me,
Okay.
this is not hype.
All right, so what makes this shift so significant?
Well, just imagine a computer that can tackle a problem that would take a normal computer 1,000,000 years to solve.
1,000,000 years.
1,000,000 years and do it in just minutes.
Wow.
That's the power of quantum computing.
Right.
It's like giving AI a massive upgrade.
So wait, seriously, how is that even possible?
Well, quantum computers operate on entirely different principles than the computers we use today.
Oh,
So instead of bits, which can be either 0 or 1,
right.
they use qubits.
Qubits.
And these qubits can be both at the same time.
Both at the same time. What do you mean?
So it's kind of like a spinning coin that can land on heads, tails, or even a strange combination of both.
Oh, wow.
This superposition
Superposition.
allows them to perform calculations at an exponentially faster rate.
Okay. I'm starting to see why this is such a big deal.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for AI specifically?
Think of it like this. We're moving from a bicycle to a supersonic jet.
Wow, that's a big jump.
It is. This leap in computational power could lead to quantum neural networks, capable of processing information and learning at speeds we can barely fathom.
So we're talking about AI that could potentially diagnose diseases instantly, design life-saving drugs in a flash,
Yeah.
or even compose symphonies that rival Beethoven.
It's certainly within the realm of possibility. The potential applications are vast and incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
And you know what Marynês Pereira points out is that this quantum leap in technology may be intrinsically tied to something far more profound, our consciousness.
Now that's where it gets really interesting.
Right.
But hold on, how does quantum physics connect to our minds?
Well, quantum physics reveals that everything in the universe is interconnected at a fundamental level.
Okay.
So particles can influence each other instantly regardless of the distance between them through a phenomenon called entanglement.
Okay.
Pereira suggests that human consciousness might operate on a similar principle. Imagine our minds like those entangled particles influencing each other in ways we're only beginning to grasp.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
My mind is officially blown.
Yeah.
But I have to ask,
Yeah.
what does this consciousness connection have to do with AI?
Good question.
Especially this superpowered quantum AI.
Yeah. Well, Pereira argues that our collective consciousness,
Okay.
the combined thoughts, beliefs, and intentions of humanity,
Okay.
has the potential to influence outcomes in the world.
Okay.
And as AI becomes more advanced,
Yeah.
particularly with quantum computing, this influence could become even more profound.
So wait, are you saying our thoughts can actually shape the development of AI?
It's a bold idea,
Yeah.
but Pereira backs it up by citing some groundbreaking research.
Sure, really?
Yeah. Scientists like Dean Radin and Dick Bierman used devices like the field reg to measure the impact of collective intention on physical systems.
Okay, hold on. What exactly is a field reg?
It's a device that measures fluctuations in a random number generator. Think of it like a digital coin flipper.
Right.
Normally, it should produce an even distribution of heads and tails.
Okay.
But when a group of people focuses their intention on a specific outcome, like more heads,
Okay.
the field reg can actually detect a deviation from randomness, suggesting that their thoughts influence the results.
So their thoughts actually had an effect on the physical world.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Okay. I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
But how does this relate to AI and our collective consciousness?
Well, Pereira suggests that just as these focused intentions can influence a physical system,
Okay.
our collective thoughts and beliefs about AI
Okay.
could influence its development and trajectory. It's a bit like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay.
If we approach AI with fear and distrust, it's more likely to reflect those negative aspects.
Right.
But if we approach it with hope and a focus on its potential for good,
Yeah.
we might actually steer it in a more beneficial direction.
So it's not just about the algorithms and code.
Right.
It's about the energy and intentions we bring to the table.
Exactly. Our collective consciousness becomes a powerful force in shaping the AI landscape.
This is already so much to process.
Yeah.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface of something truly profound. But before we go any further,
Okay.
let's dive into how this collective consciousness can manifest in the real world, both for better
Yeah.
and potentially for worse.
So before we were talking about how our collective consciousness could influence outcomes in the world, especially with the rise of AI.
Yeah, it's a real head spinner. Makes you wonder if our collective thoughts can have such an impact. Can we actually harness that power to shape a more positive future with AI?
That's a great question, and that's precisely the question that Marynês Pereira challenges us to consider.
Okay.
She argues that instead of getting swept up in these dystopian narratives about AI taking over the world, we need to consciously direct our collective intention towards its ethical and beneficial development.
So instead of fearing AI, we need to embrace its potential.
Yeah, but there is that real risk of AI becoming a force for bad.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where robots turn against humanity.
Those narratives can be pretty captivating,
Right.
but it's really important to remember that AI is a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad, depending on the intentions behind it.
Okay.
Carreira believes that we have a choice.
Okay.
We can either passively observe its development with apprehension,
Right.
or actively participate in shaping its trajectory.
So how do we do that? Do we all need to meditate on world peace and hope for the best? I mean, I'm all for positive thinking, but is that enough to steer something as complex as AI development?
Well, it's certainly a start.
Okay.
Cultivating a positive mindset is a crucial first step.
Okay.
But Marynês Pereira outlines some more tangible actions we can take.
Okay, like what?
Well, for one, she emphasizes the importance of promoting media literacy.
Media literacy.
Yeah, we're constantly bombarded with all these negative narratives about AI, like those killer robots you mentioned.
Right.
It's important to be critical of these stories and look beyond the headlines.
So you mean if we're constantly consuming these negative narratives about AI,
Yeah,
it's going to shape our perceptions and even influence the decisions of those developing it?
precisely. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Wow.
So instead, we need to actively seek out and share stories about the positive applications of AI.
Right, because there are so many.
Oh, there are countless examples of AI being used to solve real-world problems, like developing new medical treatments, combating climate change, and improving education.
That's a great point. Sometimes we get so caught up in the potential risks that we forget about the incredible potential benefits of AI.
Exactly. We need to change the narrative.
Okay.
Focus on the positive possibilities and engage in open and honest discussions about the kind of future we want to create with AI.
So beyond promoting media literacy,
Yeah.
what are some other practical steps we can take to support the ethical and beneficial development of AI?
Marynês Pereira highlights the importance of supporting organizations and initiatives that are developing AI for social good.
Okay.
For example, there are groups working on using AI to improve access to clean water, develop sustainable energy solutions, and even create personalized learning tools for children in underserved communities.
So it's about being proactive and directing our resources towards the kind of AI development we want to see in the world.
Exactly. It's about putting our money where our intentions are.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But how do we ensure that those ethical considerations are actually built into AI systems? It's not like we can just program morality into an algorithm, right?
That's a critical question, and it's one that researchers are actively working on.
Okay.
It's not about programming specific moral codes, but rather about designing AI systems that align with human values.
Okay.
Pereira emphasizes the importance of establishing ethical guidelines for AI development,
Okay.
similar to the Hippocratic Oath for doctors.
So we need a set of principles that guide the development and application of AI in a way that prioritizes human well-being.
Precisely. And these guidelines would need to address issues like data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the potential impact on employment.
Okay.
So it's a complex task that requires a global dialogue involving scientists, philosophers, policymakers, and the public.
It sounds like this is where governments and regulatory bodies have a crucial role to play.
Absolutely. Governments need to be proactive in creating policies and regulations that encourage responsible AI development while mitigating potential risks.
Okay.
For example, there needs to be clear legislation around data privacy, ensuring that personal information is protected and used responsibly.
So it's not just about the technology itself,
Right.
but also about the social and economic implications of AI
Yeah.
and how we manage those responsibly.
You hit the nail on the head.
Right.
It's a complex landscape, and there are no easy answers.
Right.
But as Marynês Pereira points out, by
Yeah.
cultivating what she calls innovation consciousness, we can approach these challenges with a sense of agency and possibility.
Innovation consciousness. That sounds intriguing. What do you mean by that?
It's about shifting our mindset from fear and distrust of AI to one of curiosity and openness to its potential.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that AI is a powerful tool that can be used to address some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity,
Okay.
from climate change to global poverty.
So instead of fearing AI, we need to embrace its potential while also being mindful of its limitations and potential risks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance between innovation and responsibility.
Okay, I'm starting to get really excited about this. It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly transformative. But I have to admit, a part of me still wonders if we really have the power to influence something as complex as AI development through our collective consciousness.
That's a valid question, and it gets to the heart of what Marynês Pereira is trying to convey.
Okay.
She reminds us that according to quantum physics,
Yeah.
the observer influences the observed.
Hmm.
Our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions actually have a real impact on the world around us.
Well, hold on. You mentioned that earlier.
I did.
Can you break that down for us again? How can our thoughts actually influence reality?
Well, it's a concept that's still being explored and debated by physicists,
Okay.
but it suggests that consciousness is not just a passive observer of reality,
Yeah.
but an active participant in shaping it.
Okay.
Think about it like this.
Okay.
At the subatomic level, particles exist in a state of potentiality until they are observed.
Okay.
And the active observation of focusing our attention on them
Yeah.
causes them to collapse into a specific state.
So you're saying that our consciousness has the power to collapse those possibilities into a specific outcome.
It's a mind-boggling concept, isn't it?
It really is.
And while it's still a subject of scientific inquiry, it has profound implications for how we understand the world and our role in it.
Okay, I'm officially mind blown again.
All right.
But how does this relate to AI and our collective consciousness?
Well, Pereira suggests that our collective thoughts and beliefs about AI, particularly as it enters this new era of quantum computing,
Right.
could influence its development and trajectory. It's like we're all participating in a giant quantum experiment, and the outcome depends on our collective choices.
So we're not just passive bystanders in this technological revolution.
Right.
We're active participants in shaping its future.
Precisely. And that's both exhilarating and daunting.
Yeah, it is.
It means we have a responsibility to use our collective power wisely and intentionally. We can't just sit back and hope for the best.
We need to actively participate in shaping the future we want to see.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm fully on board with this mission. But I think our listeners might be wondering what they can personally do to contribute. What are some practical steps they can take in their own lives to support the ethical and beneficial development of AI?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll explore in more detail after we take a moment to gather our thoughts.
So we've been on quite the journey today, exploring this intersection of AI, quantum physics, and collective consciousness.
Yeah, we've uncovered some truly mind-bending concepts, like how our thoughts and beliefs might actually influence the development of AI, especially now with quantum computing.
There's a lot to take in. But before the break, we were talking about what we can do as individuals to make sure that AI is a force for good in the future. So where do we start?
Well, it all starts with awareness. Marynês Pereira emphasizes how important it is to stay informed about AI and the advancements and the potential risks. It's about going deeper than just the headlines and really trying to understand this really complex and rapidly changing field.
To being an active learner instead of just passively taking in information.
Exactly. Reading articles, listening to podcasts like this one, having discussions about the ethical implications of AI, for example, when you come across a news story about a new AI application. Ask yourself, what are the potential benefits? What are the potential risks? How can we make sure it's used responsibly?
So thinking critically and not just accepting everything we hear at face value, but beyond staying informed, what actions can we take to really make a difference?
One way to have an impact is to support companies and organizations that are aligned with your values. So look for businesses that are developing AI for social good, whether that's healthcare education, environmental sustainability, any field that really speaks to you.
That's a great point. We vote with our wallets every day. So by choosing to support companies that are dedicated to ethical and responsible AI development, we send a clear message about the kind of future we want.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of your voice. Talk to your friends, family, colleagues about these issues. Share your concerns, your hopes, your vision for the future of AI. Have open and honest discussions and encourage others to do the same.
Creating that ripple effect of awareness.
Exactly. And if you're really passionate about a certain topic, reach out to your elected officials and advocate for policies that promote responsible AI development.
So being engaged citizens and using our voices to shape AI, but it can all feel overwhelming sometimes. What advice do you have for someone who feels like their actions won't make a difference?
Remember that concept we discussed, the idea that the observer influences the observed. It might sound abstract, but it points to a powerful truth. What we think, what we believe, and what we intend has a real impact on the world around us.
Right, the idea that collective consciousness shapes reality, but how does that apply to something as big and complex as AI?
Well, every time you choose to support an ethical AI company, every time you have a conversation about AI, every time you advocate for responsible AI policies, you're adding your energy and intention to a collective wave of consciousness that is shaping the future of AI.
So even small actions can contribute to a larger shift.
Exactly. And Marynês Pereira suggests that the more people who wake up to this interconnectedness, the more powerful this collective force becomes.
Like we're all weaving a tapestry of the future with our own threads of intention.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's a reminder that we all play a part in making sure AI is a force for good.
That's inspiring. So what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember today?
I want them to remember that the future of AI isn't set in stone. We're all creating it together. It's a collective effort that requires us to participate, to be engaged, and to believe in its potential to make human life better.
That's a perfect note to end on. The future is not something that just happens to us. We create it, and we have the power to shape AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to Marynês Pereira for her insights on AI, quantum physics, and collective consciousness. Her work has given us a guide for understanding this complex and constantly changing world.
It's been a great discussion.
Until next time, keep those minds open, those intentions focused, and those conversations going. We'll see you on the next Deep Dive.